What are the flavors available in Linux OS? Okay. So what is the system resources? Okay. People called as a system resources. Okay. What are the system resources? Difference between open source and enterprise. Okay. There is a open source operating system is there. Enterprise operating system is there. So we have to know what is the difference between what is the open source, what is the enterprise. Okay. Same way, difference between file and folder. In Windows, everything is file and folder. Okay, if you want to open Notepad, okay, immediately you can open in Windows OS. So folder means to store the files. You can say folder. Same way, in case of Linux, there is a file and a directory. So difference between file and directory. What are the drivers? Okay, what are the drives in Windows operating system? Means C drive, D drive, E drive. So the same way in Linux operating system, we can say mount points. Here example, C drive, we know C drive, so D drive, so etc. These are the drives, we can say drives in Windows operating system. Here in Linux, /user1 mount point. These are the mount points. /user1, /user2, /user2, etc. This we call as a mount points. There we can say drives. Here we can say mount points. So that is only difference between Linux and Windows. You can see what is the operating system. An operating system is software that installed on a computer. It's OS is a software. We have to install after purchasing computer mobile. So it's mobile means it's a pre-installed. For mobile, what is the operating system? It's mostly Android. So Android, for any mobile, the operating system which was pre-installed on the mobile. Just you can plug on the charging. You can on the mobile. Once you on the mobile, almost it's already installed, pre-installed operating system. If the operating system installed any device, that could be mobile or a computer, who can easily interact with the mobile, who can easily operate my mobile. I can call to anyone, I can receive the call, I can send the message, whatever we want to, we can do after installing operating system on mobile or computer. Okay, if it is computer, if you newly purchased computer, yes, sometimes they didn't install operating system. So after purchasing computer, we have to install operating system. Which OS you want to install? There is a types of install OS is there. Windows is there. Linux is there. I want to install Windows. Windows, what is the latest operating system? Windows 11. So Windows operating system, any operating system, it's a kind of software we have to install on computer. Once installed computer, we can operate on computer. It's OS is there. It's act as a interface between user and computer hardware. You can see here. This is a user. This is the software operating system. Operating system is a interact. It's act as a interact between computer and user. This is the computer hardware. This is the hardware. System resources, CPU, RAM. Okay, this is IO, input output. This is the system software. This is the application software. The application should be anything. That could be Flipkart, that could be Amazon. Here user want to access application software. So must and should on the computer, one operating system should be installed on any computer. It's a OS, it's act as a interface between computer hardware and computer user. Without operating system, a computer, its other software would be useless. Without OS, we can't do anything on mobile, on computer. For any device, at least installed one operating system, then only we can do something. If you want to play the songs, you have to install VLC player. Before installing VLC player on the computer, you have to install operating system. Once installed operating system, yes, we can do anything. We can play the songs, we can open the notepad, we can entering something, whatever we want to, we can do. So without operating system, the computer useless. So how to manage these operating systems? So there is it's you can say Windows, it's a command line interface. Second, GUI method. So how to access this operating system? One is command line interface, GUI interface, graphical user interface. Nowadays, Windows is a graphical user interface, GUI based operating system. Linux is a command based operating system. So if you want to operate for Linux operating system, that's purely working based on commands only. If it is Windows, it's a GUI based operating system. Okay, so okay, that is about operating system. So how the licensing is? We have to take the license, Windows license or Linux OS. Can say there are basically these kinds of operating system, open source. One is open source operating system. What is the meaning of open source? What is the meaning of free OS, commercial OS? Open source means no need to pay any license. So if you want to use any product, suppose, okay, so if you want to use Windows operating system, if you want to take the license, yes, you have to pay some amount, you have to take the license from Windows. Who developed Windows operating system? Microsoft company. Who developed Windows operating system? Windows 11 or Windows 10? Microsoft company. So if you want to take the license, you have to get it from Microsoft company only. So what is the meaning of open source operating system? There is no need to pay anything. It's a freely available. Anyone can download and can utilize this operating system. That is the open source operating system. Means it's available free of cost. No need to pay any license cost. Okay, can say Linux is a open source operating system, which means that anyone can download and modify it. I can download, I can modify. That is for if it is open source operating system, then only I can download and I can modify. So free operating system. A free operating system doesn't have to be open source. They are free to download and use it, but cannot modify them. Just you can download and you can use it. If you want to modify, you cannot modify free operating system. Commercial operating system, commercial or enterprise operating system, both are same. Wherever you see enterprise keyword means it's not available free of cost. We have to pay. We have to take the license after paying something. So enterprise or commercial means it's not available free of cost. We have to pay license. Then only we can get the license. We can use this enterprise operating system. So in older days there is an antenna. Nowadays it's a Airtel. Okay. So antenna means it's a kind of open source. No need to pay anything. Simply you can okay, you can keep it antenna. You can use it. What are the freely available channels? Nowadays Airtel. Okay, there are many vendors are there to provide these channels. So you have to pay monthly. You have to pay some amount. Then only you can get the what are the channels they are giving. So that is for enterprise or commercial. So open source platform, operating system, enterprise operating system. If it is free operating system means yes, we can download it, we cannot modify. If it is open source, we can download or we can modify. Free OS means we can download, just we can use it. We cannot modify. Commercial means we cannot modify even commercial operating system also. Whatever the changes they are done, the vendor, who is the vendor? Here suppose commercial operating system, Windows. Who developed this Windows operating system? Microsoft company. Microsoft company. So who is the owner of this product? Windows, Microsoft company. So this is the vendor. We can say Microsoft company is the vendor which was developed Windows operating system. They started their products some amount. Okay, if you want to take Windows license, yes, this is the amount of for yearly. So if you pay this much amount, you can get the license. If you, while using this Windows operating system, if you face any issue, will support. Microsoft company will support. Okay. So that is how open source, the licensing will be available. This kind of methods. One is open source, no need to take any license. But when you are using open source operating system, if you face any issue, we only fix the problem. But here, yes, while using a DTH, okay, Airtel. So if your channels are not getting properly, immediately you can call to Airtel customer care. They will support us. They will give answer. Same way, if you want to take the commercial operating system license, after taking, while using this OS, if you face any problem, yes, you can call to Microsoft support team. There is a support team is there, Microsoft company. So immediately you can call to them. They will give answer. They will support us. Clear? Any queries? Kind of open source, commercial, enterprise. This terminal is very, very important. If you go with a database also, any product, there is a open source product is there. There is a enterprise product is there. In database also, open source database is there. Yes, anyone can download and utilize the database without any license. So enterprise means they should get the license first, then utilize the database. So while using the enterprise product, that could be anything. That could be operating system, that could be database, that could be application. So while using enterprise product, if you are facing any issue, immediately you can get the support from vendor. Vendor means who developed the product. Suppose Samsung company. So if you purchase Dell laptop, so after purchasing 1 month, initially they given 1 year warranty. If you face any issue after 1 month, after purchasing this laptop, after 1 month, if you face any issue, immediately you can call to Dell customer care. They will support us. If you need, they will come to your doorstep. They will fix your problem till 1 year. After 1 year, you have to renew you have to pay some amount. The support will be renewal for next 1 year or 2 years. So that is how vendor support is there. Vendor support means who developed this product? Dell company. So Dell company, they are maintaining some support team. They are fix our problem. They are give the solution. So if it is open source, there is no need to pay anything, as well as nothing will be there. There is no vendor support here. Open source platform. Any queries? So examples of computer operating systems. Microsoft Windows, which was developed by Microsoft company. What is the latest version? Windows 11. So Apple Mac OS. So with Apple computers, Mac OS is the primary operating system for Apple desktop or laptop computers. These are the computer operating systems. One is Apple. If it is Apple computer, okay, they should use Mac OS. If it is a normal laptops, they should use Microsoft Windows. Android is the operating system for smartphones or tablets. Nowadays, almost all the mobiles, they are using Android operating system only. Okay. So Apple iOS. If the Apple iOS operating system used is the operating system, If it is Apple iPhone, for all the iPhones, iPads, Apple iPhone or iPads, they are using Apple iOS. Android for mobiles, these two are the operating systems. For computers or laptops, these two are the operating systems. So who developed this Mac OS? Apple company. Who developed this Android operating system for mobiles? Android company. There is IT companies there, Android, like Dell, like Oracle. Okay. Sorry. We know types of operating systems. So Windows, Linux. What are the system resources? System resources. What is the memory? So memory is the one of the resource. There should be at least RAM 4 GB. There nowadays almost all the laptops minimum 12 GB is there. We can expand up to 16 GB, 32 GB. So hard disk. So what is the purpose of memory? So in mobile also there is a memory is there to process something. So hard disk to store the data, we are using hard disk. For storage purpose, we are using hard disk. So RAM. You can see here, read access memory. RAM means read access memory. Read access memory. To access something, the memory will be useful. To store something, hard disk, ROM. Okay. So here ROM, here RAM. So this is for hard disk. Nowadays, okay, 512 GB or 1 TB minimum by default will get it. Processor i5, i3, i6, i10. So this is for processor. So which OS is the by default Windows operating system will get it. So these are the system resources. So for this DBA course, we required minimum RAM is 12 GB. Okay. So if it is 16 GB, very good. So hard disk, what is the hard disk capacity minimum? So 1 TB. At least 500 GB, half TB. Okay. Next processor. Processor minimum it's required i5. So these are the specifications. These are the specifications required to install Oracle database software or any database software. These are the specifications required for laptop. So what are the laptops? You can say Dell Latitude. These are the laptops. Okay, good for this database course. Lenovo ThinkPad. So these two laptops very comfortable for this database course. Means it's not hanging. Even if you use a 24/7, it's not hanging. They designed these two laptops for business purpose, not student purpose. Business purpose means if it is required, we can run 24/7. Yes. These, if you want to buy these two laptops, new laptops, it cost almost 80K above. Okay. So if you want to new laptop, you can buy, or else at least second hands. Okay. You can buy the second laptops. Okay. It could be 30 to 30,000 something. So rest of the laptops, Dell Inspiron, there are many others are there. Those are easily hanging after 2-3 hours using. So please buy these two laptops only. Dell Latitude, Lenovo ThinkPad. Minimum system resources will be required. These are the system resources. Okay. So okay, these are the flavors available Windows. Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 11. Nowadays, all are using mostly Windows 10 or Windows 11. So this initially they given Windows XP. After they released one more version, Windows 7. After they released Windows 8. So nowadays the latest version is Windows 11. Yes, all the applications softwares will be compatible with Windows 11 or 10 nowadays. Okay, so okay, so what is the difference between Linux and Windows? It's a GUI based operating system. We know, we discussed. Means no need to give any commands. No need to give any commands. It's a GUI based operating system. With the help of mouse, we can do everything. It's easy. It's very easy to learn this Windows OS. Yes, it's very easy because it's not required to command. Here we have drives or partitions. What are the drives or partitions? Example, C drive, C drive, D drive, D drive, etc. So these are the drives or partitions in case of Windows. We can say drives or partitions. How many drives are there? How many partitions are there? How can say? Can say? Let me see in my computer. So go to the PC. So these are the partitions are there. We can say C drive. Can say devices and the drives. C drive, D drive, E drive. Three partitions are there. We can say partitions are drives. Both are same. How many partitions are there? How many drives are there? In case of Linux, we can say same partitions, same drives. The terminals is different in case of Linux. There you can say mount points. User 1, user 2, user 3 like this. Here you can say partitions, drives. Okay. So C drive. Yes, by default, Windows operating system installed C drive only. If you install any software, VLC player, okay, whatever the software you want to install, by default it was installed C drive only. Can say if you want to, you can see C drive, program files. Can say if you I installed Putty, Notepad plus plus everything by installed default C drive only. Program files, under program files, it's created a separate folder. Then inside a separate folder, it installed. So D drive, yes, if you want to store something, some videos, some data, some files, you can store D drive. E drive, yes, to store storing the files and videos, we can use these two drives. Okay. Here, everything is files or folders in Windows. In Windows, everything is files or folder. Can say these all are folders. What is the purpose of folder? To store the files and folder. Inside the folder, what is the purpose of folder? You can see here. So to store the files or folders. What is the purpose of folder? We can store the files or folders. What is the purpose of file? To store the data only. Inside the file, we can store the data. Can see this is the folder. Inside the folder, again folders are there, files are there. What is the purpose of file? To store the data. Can see here. Let me go to D. This is my customized files. You can see here. You can see this is the file. So what is the purpose of file? To store the data. Yes, this is my data. I want to store the data inside the file. The file name is, this is the file name. So inside the folder, inside the file, I cannot store the folder, but inside the folder, I can store files as well as I can store folders. How to create file? Just right click, create file. Yes or no? Yes. How to create the folder? Just right click, create folder. You can say inside the folder, I can create the file, I can create the folder. But inside the file, I cannot create folder. I cannot store folder inside my file. Understand? What is the folder? What is the file? What is the purpose of file? So inside the file, if you want to give name, yes, you can give. Right click, rename. You can see here, rename F2. Yes, file 1. If you want to insert some data inside this file, open the file. This is file 1 data. Yes, I want to store this data inside the file. Yes, Control S save. Yes, open the file. Yes, the data, I store the data by using file. Inside the folder, I can store the files as well as I can store the folders. This is the folder. Purpose of the folder means inside the folder I can store the files, I can store the folders. Inside the file I can store the data only. Data means collection of words. Collection of words. You can say this is the one word. So a line means collection of words. Collection of lines means it's a data. This is the one line. This is the second line. This is the third line. Means collection of lines, you can say data. So this is the single word. Collection of words means one line. It's formed as a line. Collection of words form as a line. Collection of lines form as a data. Clear? Any doubts? Yes, go ahead. Tomorrow onwards, please join. Okay, 8 a.m. If you join 8:20, 8:30, nothing will be understanding. You are not, you are all are freshers. You have to be there in the when the class is started. If you are not okay, comfortable this timings, yes, simple. You can join other batch or some other things. Okay, if you are okay, if you are experienced guys, if you know something, okay, that's fine. If you are a non-technical guy, if you are non-background, means BTech Triple E Civil, you should be there when the class is started. Okay. Yeah. So here we are in. Okay. So that is in Windows, everything is files or folder. So what is the file? What is the folder? We know. In Linux, it's a command-based operating system. It's completely command-based operating system, Linux operating system. If you want to do anything, you have to give command. Then only you have to give the command. Then only it's give the output. With the help of mouse, we can't do anything here. It's not easy to learn. Windows is the easy. Linux, it's not easy compared to Windows operating system because here we have to learn commands first. Here, everything is mount points or partitions. So how many partitions are there? How many mount points are there? There we can say drives or partitions. Here you can say mount points or partitions. How will be their mount points? You can say slash root file system slash temp slash user1 equal to D drive to store something. Yes, slash user1 slash user2 like equal to D drive. By default, Linux operating system installed slash boot mount point. There, Windows default install any software. C drive only. Here, slash boot. Linux operating system installed slash boot. Rest of the softwares, if you want to install somewhere, you can install. I want to install user1. Yes, I can install. So user1, user2, what is the purpose of these two drives? To store something like equal to D drive and E drive. In Linux, everything is files or directory. Yes, just directory equal to folder only. Directory equal to folder. In Windows, you can say folder. Here you can say directory. The terminals is different. The purpose of directory same as folder. So what is the, you can say Windows, you can say files. In Linux also you can say files. In Windows, you can say folder. In Linux, you can say directory. What is the purpose of directory? To store the files and you can say directory. What is the purpose of directory? To store files and directory. Yes, I will show you when we install Linux operating system. So directory is equal to folder. Okay, file purpose of file is same in compared to Windows Linux. The purpose of folder and a directory same, Windows and Linux. The terminals is different compared to Windows and Linux. There you can say folder, here you can say directory. Okay. So yes, yeah, we covered all the things. What is the operating system? Difference between Linux and Windows OS. What are the Windows OS flavors? What are the Linux flavors? What are the system resources? Okay. These are the things covered. If you have any queries, let me know. Okay. So how to check the system resources? How the system resource will be there in my system? How much memory is there? How much the hard disk is there? What is the which processor? How to check? Suppose if you newly buy a laptop. After buy a laptop, we have to verify what is the processor, whether it is i5 or i3, how much memory is allocated on my device, how much hard disk is there. Just you can see PC. Right click PC, click on properties. Okay, right click PC. On the desktop, there is a PC icon is there. Right click on properties. You can see here. So device name means computer name. Processor. What is the which processor? i5. 10 means 10th generation. i5 10th generation. It's a processor Intel Core i5 10th generation. Here 10 means 10th generation. So installed RAM, read access memory, 32 GB installed in my laptop. 32 GB installed. 31 point out of 32, 31.8 is usable. Device ID, yes, one ID is allocated. Product ID, yes, product ID means it's a OS ID. System type, whether it is 64-bit or 32-bit. System type, there is two types of systems are there. Either 32-bit operating system or 64-bit operating system. 32, 64. Nowadays, all the systems are come with 64-bit operating systems only. Okay. So Windows specifications. Which Windows installed? What is the flavor of the Windows installed? Windows 11 Pro. Can say which version? Windows 11 installed. What is the version? 22H2. Installed on which date it was installed? This is the date. 2022 I was installed Windows 11. Okay. So this is how we can get the processor name, which OS installed, what is the system type, whether it is 64-bit or 32-bit, what is the divided, what is the how much memory is there, what is the device name, everything you can get it from on the system properties only. Okay. Now I want to know how much the hard disk is there. Go to the folder, go to the PC. You can see how much? Here 63, 4 GB total. Here 925 means almost 1 TB. My D drive is 1 TB. This is for 630. This is for 300. So total 1 TB, 600, 300, almost 1.9 terabyte. 1.9 terabyte. This is how we check the system resources. How much memory assigned? What is the processor? How much hard disk there? Each partition, you can say D drive, total 925 GB I assigned. I given partition D 925 GB. Out of it's 600 GB, it's free space. Here 369 GB is free space out of 630. Here total 296 GB. 209 GB is free space available C drive. Okay. Any queries? Okay. Next, very important. How data is measured in computer?
See, when we create this virtual box,
Yes.
for creating VMs. So for HDR solution, how many VMs will be required, and each VM how many
Yeah,
resources distribution.
yeah. We'll
So based
tell
on
you.
that, I will
Yeah.
buy
In
the
next only I will tell you. Let me tell you. Okay, next only will tell you. Yeah,
laptop.
I got your question. Will tell you. Okay. So I can say how the data is measured in computer. Okay, so I can say TB, GB, MB. So I can say computer storage and memory is often measured in megabytes and gigabytes. Can say there is a bytes is there. Okay, initially the bytes is next kilobytes. 1 minute. Initially we can start with bytes, next kilobytes, KB, next megabytes, next gigabytes, GB, next terabytes, next petabytes. A byte was considered a collection of 8 bits. 8 bits means 1 byte. 1 bits equal to 1 byte. Okay. So you can say 1 byte equal to 8 bits. 1 KB equal to next kilobytes. After bytes, next kilobytes. 1 KB means 1024 bytes. 1 MB megabytes. 1 MB equal to 1024 KB. 1 MB equal to 1024 kilobytes. 1 GB equal to 1024 megabytes. 1 TB equal to 1024 gigabytes. 1 petabytes equal to 1024 terabytes. This is how we measured in computer storage and memory. So 1 byte equal to 8 bits. 1 KB equal to 1 KB equal to 1024. Can say 1024 bytes. 1 megabyte equal to 1024 kilobytes. 1 gigabyte equal to 1024 megabytes. Like this we can measure computer storage or memory. Okay, this is very important. Just go through this. Okay, we know Linux flavors. Okay, Windows flavors. These are the Windows flavors. Linux flavors. So what are the flavors available? What are the open source system? Can say these are the flavors available. OEL, Oracle Enterprise Linux. Enterprise, wherever we see enterprise keyword, that is the licensed version. That is a commercial product which was developed by some third party company. Who developed this OEL? Linux, OEL, Oracle Enterprise Linux is a Linux operating system only, which was developed by Oracle company. We can say, who is the vendor of this OEL? Oracle. Who is the owner of this product? Oracle company only. RHEL, next, Red Hat Enterprise Linux. This is also licensed version. This is also licensed operating system, commercial operating system, Enterprise Linux operating system, which was developed by RHEL company. Who is the vendor of this RHEL? RHEL only. CentOS. CentOS, which was developed by CentOS. Ubuntu is the open source company, open source operating system. It's a community version of operating system. Community version or open source. Both are same, means the operating system which was available free of cost, no need to take any license, is equivalent to antenna in older days. So Solaris, which was developed by Solaris company. IBM Linux, which was developed by IBM company. HP Linux, Fedora, Linux Mint, Debian. These all are enterprise products only, except this. Except this. This is a open source platform, open source Linux operating system. So these are the flavors available in Linux. If you want to use any operating system out of this, you have to take the license. OEL, Oracle Linux. For all the flavors of Linux operating systems, the commands are same. The commands are same for any flavor of the Linux. The installation process is same.
So,
Oh,
are they
yeah.
using these other flavors of Linux operating system anywhere else? Like, where these are used?
Can you speak loudly? A little bit slow your voice.
So, like
Yeah,
these other flavors of operating system, Linux operating systems,
yeah.
are they still using it anywhere? Or if they are using, like, can we have an example, like where these
Yeah. So,
mostly?
okay. For all the database projects, must and use Linux operating system. Okay. For all the database projects, they must and use Linux operating system. Any flavor of the Linux. That depends on the business requirement. Suppose OEL, they given the license cost is very less OEL. Yes, you can go and use OEL. So compared to RHL, RHL is the license cost is high. So, okay. So some people they want to use RHL. Yes, go and use RHL. You don't have any concern. So these all are flavors of the Linux. You can use any Linux. It's not only specific Linux. If you want to use OELS, you can go and use. Because why we are choose the Linux operating system means in case of Windows, easily hackers hack the system. But in case of Linux operating system, hackers cannot hack the system. That's why all the database means to store the data. Suppose there is a HDFC bank, ICICI bank, the data is very secure. We have to maintain very securely. Like LIC, financial data, banking domain, Airtel, telecom domain. End of the day, the data is we have to maintain very secure. So that's why we cannot give chance to hackers to hack the system. That's why we have to use a Linux operating system. You can choose any one of the flavor of the Linux. That depends on the Linux cost. Okay, the Linux features, almost all the features are same, but the license cost is variant compared to other Linux. So if you want to use OELS, you can go to use RHEL, CentOS, Solaris, IBM. Yes, that depends on Linux cost. Okay, clear, Murli?
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
So Ubuntu is the community version of operating system. It's a available free of cost. Okay. So here it's available free of cost. Why I need to go with this license products? You get a doubt. Here, if you use this Ubuntu operating system, if you get any issue, we only fix the problem. There is no vendor support here because we are not paying anything. Here, if you use any operating system while using anything, if you face any issue, simple you can raise a ticket with respect to owner of the product. They will assist you. They will fix our problem because we are paying license. We are paying something here. So the major advantage of this, we get the vendor support. Here, we cannot get the vendor support because we are not paying anything. Even though if you want to use Ubuntu, yes, you can go and use. It's not a critical application. Non-critical applications, yes. Some of the projects they are using open source Linux operating system, that is Ubuntu. So nowadays, Postgres also, which is available free of cost. That's why there are more demand for Postgres DBAs. Oracle is not a free of cost. Oracle, the cost is more compared to other database products. Same way, Postgres is available free of cost. It's an open source platform is there for database. Yes, if you want to use open source, Postgres you can use. That's why there whose demand is there for Postgres DBAs. Okay, so okay, so for this, Okay, where you can install this Linux operating system? In Windows, already my Windows 11 is there. So where I want to, without disturb this Windows operating system, I want to install Linux to practice Linux commands. On top of Linux, I want to, let me just give an introduction about, can say, this is my computer. Oh, sorry. This is my computer. Okay. So on top of this computer or laptop, I installed a Windows 11 version. Windows, my OS is currently OS is, I installed a Windows 11. That's why I am operating, I am giving class here because of on this computer, Windows operating system installed. So Windows 11 installed. Okay. This is my computer. Okay. This is my computer or laptop. The first one is the computer. On top of computer, I installed Windows 11 operating system. So if we installed Windows, any operating system, if it is Windows, that's very easy. So I can do anything. I can play the songs, I can give the class, I can open the paint, I can open the notepad. What are the things possible after installing at least one operating system? Okay. So in the same computer, same laptop, without disturb this Windows operating system, I want to install Linux operating system. Any computer, any mission, you can say mission also, computer or mission. Any computer, it's run only one operating system only. We cannot install more than one operating system on the same computer. Okay. So then how I can install my Linux operating system? It's already installed Windows operating system. So that's why we have to create a virtual machine. We have to create a virtual computer. We have to create a virtual computer by sharing existing system resources. So what is the computer resource? My computer resource, RAM, how much RAM? 16 GB is there. So hard disk, how much? 1.9 terabyte is there. Processor, what is the processor? i5 10th generation. These are the my system computer, my computer resources. By sharing these resources, I can create virtual machine by using software. So how to create virtual machine? We have to use two softwares, Oracle VirtualBox. Second, VMware. By using these two softwares, we can create virtual machine. We can create virtual machine. We can create virtual machine by using these two softwares. Oracle VirtualBox, either Oracle VirtualBox or either VMware. So we are using Oracle VirtualBox. So Oracle VirtualBox is a software which is useful to create virtual machine. So Oracle VirtualBox, who developed this product, this software? Oracle only. That's why the given name is Oracle VirtualBox. So what is the use of this VirtualBox? I can create a virtual machine inside the computer by sharing system resources. So suppose I create virtual machine. So out of this 16 GB, I assigned memory is 4 GB for this virtual machine. Hard disk, I assigned 100 GB. Yes, you can see. By using existing system resources, out of 16 GB, I will assign the 4 GB my existing virtual machine. I assign the hard disk for this virtual machine. For this virtual machine, I assigned RAM is 4 GB. I given hard disk is 100 GB. Like this, how many missions I can create? For existing for existing computer to run any operating system, at least it's having minimum RAM is, you can say minimum RAM is 4 GB it's required. Okay, hard disk is minimum, okay, 200 GB is required for Windows operating system. Okay, it's 100 GB also, it's fine capacity. Okay, so out of 16 GB, 4 GB for my main computer, Windows OS. So another 4 GB, my virtual machine. So out of 16 GB, if you 4 GB for Windows OS, remaining how much memory is there? 12 GB. 12 GB means I can create 3 virtual machines, 3 into 4. Yes or no? That's why if we have RAM is 16 GB, I can create and start 3 virtual machines at a time. So for this virtual machine, I can assign RAM is 4 GB, hard disk is 100 GB. For this virtual machine also, RAM is 4 GB, disk also 100 GB. Clear? So on top of each virtual machine, again, I need to install at least one operating system. Yes, you can install Windows or Linux. I want to install here Linux operating system. Here I want to install Windows operating system. Yes. Here I want to install Linux. So this is how you are creating virtual machine. On top of virtual machine, you have to assign the some memory. You have to assign the some disk space. You have to install at least one operating system. If we installed any operating system, then I can interact with this computer. Clear? Any queries?
Yeah. So my question was like, how many VMs we may require to practice the
Only one mission is required.
no for like HDR solutions or replication or
Two
mirror.
missions. When the topic is come, that time we will tell you. Okay.
Yeah. No,
In the
like,
replication, okay,
because
any database, any platform, when the high availability is required, minimum 2 missions required. That could be MS SQL, that could be MySQL, that could be Oracle, that could be anything. If you
so
want to replicate the data from one server to other server, at least 2 missions required. Yes. Go ahead, Murli.
yeah, because I'm purchasing a laptop today, so based on that I will check
Yeah,
the
we can increase the memory. No problem.
uh,
Okay, if it is initially 16 GB, nowadays if you buy any laptop, later we can it's given the feature to expand the memory or hard disk. So okay, if you don't have initially it's 12 GB is fine, RAM. Okay, after 1 month, when the topic is come replication after 40-50 days. So that time you can increase the memory to up to 16 GB. Yes. Okay. So if you want to now itself, you can increase the RAM 16 GB, hard disk at least 1 TB, it's fine. Because each virtual machine it's occupied almost 20 GB. Backend the mission, because we install Linux operating system, everything it's occupied around 12 GB space occupied. Like this, if you create 10 missions, you can create a number of missions based on the storage space. But when you can start the mission simultaneously, if you have memory, enough memory, suppose I have 16 GB memory, yes, I can start at a time mission 1, mission 2, mission 3. Suppose I have 12 GB only, yes, for main computer, it's enough for 4 GB. For first mission, I can start this mission, I can start this mission only. So if it 12 GB means better to start only one virtual machine only, then only the system is fast. If you have 16 GB, then you can run 2 missions at a time. Nowadays, okay, initially it's not required. You can start one mission at a time. You can practice on this mission only. Clear? Okay. So for tomorrow, okay, just you can download the softwares. Okay. You can keep it ready. Then you can install. Tomorrow we'll install the softwares. So where we can download this Oracle VirtualBox? How to download the Oracle VirtualBox software? So you can say download Oracle VirtualBox. How to create the virtual machine? There is two softwares required, either Oracle VirtualBox or Oracle VMware. So we are using VirtualBox software. So we can download the Oracle VirtualBox software by using this link. Just you can say open the below link and click on Windows host to download the Oracle VirtualBox. Just let me copy and paste in the Google. Yes, enter. You can say click on the Windows host VirtualBox. This is the symbol Oracle VirtualBox. Download Oracle VirtualBox. So this VirtualBox software where you want to install on my Windows OS only, because in my computer Windows OS installed. You can say I installed already. So I have to select this application where you want to install. Choose the platform. You can say you can choose the Oracle VirtualBox. Okay, nowadays 7.0 is the latest version. You can choose 6.1. That is the better. Choose the Windows host, because I need to install this VirtualBox on top of Windows OS only. Click on Windows host. It started to download. This is how we are download the download the VirtualBox software. Okay, so click on then click on Windows host. Okay, this is how we are download Oracle VirtualBox. Okay, next. Once install VirtualBox, once create virtual machine, I need to install Linux. Windows we know. I don't want to install Windows. If you want to, you can go and install. The main thing is Linux operating system. So how to install Linux operating system? First, we have to download the software. For all the Linux operating systems, the extension is .iso. The extension is .iso. You can say image file. You can say .iso. So direct link to download Oracle Linux. Or you can copy this. You can say copy this, paste into Google, enter. Here you can say these are the Linux versions. Now the latest version is 9.3. This is the Oracle Linux. You can say Oracle Linux. This is for Oracle Linux, which was developed by Oracle company. So what is the latest version Oracle Linux? 9.3. We are using, initially we started 6.9. Later if you want to use 8 or 9, the installation process is same. So I want to download 6.9 version. So you can say all are, the extension is .ispo only. It's an image file. People call it as image .ispo. So I need to download the software under full ISO. I need to full ISO. So click on this. Clear? Open this. Choose the version under full ISO. We have to download this one. So this is how we are download the. Okay, it's asking credential. You have to sign up. Initially, you have to sign up the Oracle. Oracle sign up. You can see. Create your Oracle account. Okay, you can give the initial your details. Once create account. Okay, your username password will be there. By using the username password, you can download this software. By tomorrow, you can download the Oracle VirtualBox. You can download this Oracle Linux software. Then we can start the Oracle VirtualBox installation. Then create virtual machine. Then we'll start the Linux software. How to install? Okay, we'll see tomorrow. That's it from my side. If you any doubts, let me know. Please join. Okay, so when the class is started.